What makes a hill instead of a mountain is largely subjective, but it's kind of one of those you know it when you see it type things, like corn. Still, most agree that hills aren't as prominent as mountains, and there are a bunch of different categories of hills, also like corn. A hillock is a small hill, usually one that's nearby a group of larger hills. And a knoll is another word for a small hill. This grassy knoll in Texas is probably one of the most famous knolls. Drumlins are hills that are the shape of an upside down spoon, or half an egg. A lot of the times, drumlins sit together in what's called drumlin fields or drumlin swarms. They're formed by moving glaciers that deposit sediment on rock that's harder than the surrounding rock. Pingos are hills that are only found in areas with permafrost, like the Arctic and subarctic. There are a few different mechanisms for their formation, but at their core they're formed by water freezing, and that expands and lifts up the surrounding sediment. Buttes, mesas, and plateaus are all hills with steep vertical cliff faces and flat tops. Plateaus are the largest of the three, and don't necessarily have cliff faces on all of their sides. And while you're up there, you might find nothing at the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. Mesas are surrounded by steep cliff faces on all sides and are generally considered smaller than plateaus, but they can still be quite large. Buttes have the smallest top or cap rock of the three and are generally taller than they are wide. Molehills are little mounds of loose dirt made by moles or other similar animals. Mounds are rounded hills, particularly ones that were created or look like they were created by ancient or modern peoples. You can even find them in baseball fields. Talking about all the world's mound building cultures is a little bit outside of the scope of this video, but I could like to make a video on that later. Capitol Hill is ostensibly where American federal democracy happens. Personally, I wouldn't die on any of these types of hills.